Hey friendos, my name is Nez and welcome back for some more Monster Camp. We've gone through so many secret endings, I think we only have a handful left actually. Hopefully we can make that last for the whole December though, but there may be new content coming. But yeah, we only do have a handful of secret endings left and maybe 2 Genie Flask endings that we haven't gotten yet. I wonder which one we'll get today. Let's play! 1 player, short game. Camp Spooky, the stage of some of our dearest summers. Back then we were young and unafraid. With school far away, everything seemed possible as the sun embraced us on our way to camp. Summer has that distinct power, doesn't it? You live for the days while the nights inebriate you with possibilities. It's like life could take a turn at every corner. And for us it did. Okay friendos, who are we playing as today? I say we play as Blue.
Let's go!
There we go. One might say that the Monster Prom had hardened us in the highs and lows of love. But no, in love we're always absolute beginners. And summer camp was no different. No one talked about it, but the idea of summer love loomed over our heads. Close to the last day of camp, there was a meteor shower happening just 3 weeks away. Everyone knew that if you were into someone, you were going to watch that damn thing together. And so a silent yet powerful pressure invaded us. It was the Monster Prom all over again. Everything seemed certain, everything but one thing. Whoever we were going to ask on a meteor shower date, it was probably going to be one of the 6 coolest people on that bus. Joy Johnson Jojima, badass witch who wanted to chill a bit after saving the world countless times. Aaravi Mishra, a hot-headed adventurer possessed by a curse who turned out to be the most annoying roommate ever. Calculator Hewlett Packard, a library computer had become a sentient robot ready to experience life to its fullest. Dahlia Kino, a buff blue demon and warmonger who had set her sights on conquering summer next. Damien LeVay, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. And Mila Belladonna, a Death Reaper doubling as an internet influencer and who was profoundly in love with life and all of its earthly pleasures. And so it was clear, it came down to breaking the ice and causing a good impression with the right person. Who do we break the ice with? Break the ice by doing something unexpected on the bus. Start taking selfies compulsively. Spend the trip updating your software. Just sigh loudly. Challenge someone to a staring duel. Swear about your sworn enemy. Burp loudly. I say we challenge someone to a staring duel. Because we'll be targeting Aaravi, and hopefully her Genie Flask ending. Oh, I've been itching for a good duel. You're on, Nez! It's not much of a duel though. Staring contests are pretty low stakes. I'll show you, doubter! You and me, staring duel now! Ravi, you're gonna lose. I don't even have eyelids. No, I already blinked! How could I be so easily defeated? Nez, I need to grind for a while before you and I can properly duel. I'll stare at everything I see for the next week without so much as flinching. By the time we arrive, we'll have our match and I'll best you easily. See you at camp. Why yes, see you at camp. We only had 3 weeks left though to war crushes and conquer their hearts. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid and we were ready to start. Back to Camp Spook, here we go friendos! We've been at this camp for a couple weeks now, and I feel like we haven't even met half of the characters in the game. Supposedly there are 50 plus characters in the game, but I feel like we've been dodging all of them for a while now. Where are all of they? Secret special events maybe? Anyway, week 1 morning, where do we go? Let's go to the lake. While you're looking around the lake for a private place to take a pee, you find a treasure map buried in the sand. It leads to an X in the center of the lake. You gather a crew of trusted friends, don your eye patch, and sail out there to find the booty. When you arrive, you find a tiny island with a single palm tree. You dig up a box that says open in case of very boring day. You open the box and find 2 fun, arr! After that, you're chillaxing on the shore when what feels like a slightly padded cannonball hits you in the back of the head. Aaravi, oh my god, this is why you're supposed to save my ball so nobody tries to dive in for it and hurt themselves.
Wow.
What are you talking about? I pelted Nez on purpose. Physical aggression is the only way I know how to express my interest in others. Anyway, Nez, I'm glad you're here. Hex recently became obsessed with Olympic volleyball and cursed me with a plague of FOMO until I play a game with them. But since we're confined to one body, we can't really be on separate teams, so wanna play with us? Well, maybe it's just a concussion talking, but sure, you're always down with some possibly violent activities with Aaravi and Hex. But wait, this still isn't fair. Aaravi and I are technically a 2-person team. We can't play Nez 2v1. Good point. I'm all for having unfair advantages, being that I'm the hero and all, but that seems a little too much. Why don't you have your curse join your team too, Nez? That'll definitely be fair. You explain that, much like the majority of the general populace, you are not subject to a terrible curse, aside from being horny all the time. What? No way! If you don't have a curse, how do you explain your crippling anxiety, bad breath, and weirdly shaped elbows? Well, don't worry, I know a ton of bougie curses that I can hook you up with. Who do you want? Smile Dog, James Dean's Little Bastard, OG cast of Spider-Man, Turn Off the Dark? Hard pass, you really don't trust that Hex has your best interest at heart. Besides, you'd rather impress these two by getting your own cool curse. How are you gonna do it? Well, attempt to retrieve a sacred artifact from the sacred volleyball temple. Or look at your reflection in the lake and say Bloody Mary Extreme Beach Volleyball Edition 3 times. Ah, yes, of course, the Dead or Alive reference. Whoa, the balls on this man, dragging curse out of bed without warning. I was just gonna send a text. Your foolish words summon Bloody Mary, the malevolent creepypasta with witchy features and a bad attitude. Can we date her?
Now that you have summoned me, Nez, you must choose your demise. I must either gruesomely murder you or join you for a fun beach volleyball match with your friends. Choose wisely. Damn, it's always the riddling bosses that get ya! Which is the right option, Nez? Hang on, Nez, let me look up a walkthrough.
I say flip a coin. I personally make all of Aaravi's major life decisions by flipping a coin. You think it over and flip multiple coins. You're sure that murder is the right option, but then your coin comes up tails, so you decide on the beach volleyball thing.
Ha, you idiot. You should have picked the murder. I'm an abysmal volleyball player. Your team is sure to lose.
Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah, prepare to eat net, Nez.
Bloody Mary is right. She's probably the worst volleyball player you've ever seen. She keeps getting confused about whether to serve or spike the ball and also tries to, decapitate you several times. But what you lose in points you gain in friendship and sass. You gain 2 boldness and 1 fun. But can we boink her though? Anyway, whatever. Week 1, evening. That was a fun volleyball day. Where do we go? Let's go to the Haunted Manor. You go to the Haunted Manor to gain some boldness since you found a brochure that promised some boldness if you visited. Instead, you find a mischievous demon. It was all a ruse to lure you here. The demon will take 9 years off your life. You take the demon to court for misleading advertising. The jury isn't fond of mischievous demons who fool people into giving years of their lives up, so you win and the demon has to give you 2 boldness. Fuck yeah! You're chilling in a spooky hallway, carving your initials into the wall that's probably actually flesh, when Aaravi charges down the hall and purposely rams into you. Hey, Nez, it's me, Aaravi. Hex is also here. Sup? Listen, you gotta help me. I opened the haunted can of Dr. Pepper and now I'm cursed with invisibility. You give Hex a sidelong glance, they shrug and go back to knitting. At first I was like, how is this a curse? Being invisible is great! Permanent sneak attack bonus and I can rob tombs whenever I want. But it's actually kinda lonely. I need someone to help me break this curse and you seem to be down to help hot people like me with their problems. You're about to explain to Aaravi that she's not actually invisible when Polly and Scott come walking down the hall laughing hysterically. Well, Scott comes walking down the hall, Polly floats towards you upside down holding a spectral saxophone for some reason. Spaghetti! How'd I do? Did I say it right this time?
I don't know, Scott. What word were you trying to say?
Pranked!
It's okay.
You did great, buddy.
Hooray! Aaravi, you got pranked! You weren't really invisible. We just convinced you that you were invisible using lying.
That explains why my stealth bonus did increase. Well, at least I'm not actually invisible.
You.
Wait, we're pranking Aaravi. I can help! Shaboom!
Unbelievable.
What? Come on!
Don't worry, Ravi. It'll wear off in a few hours. In the meantime, just enjoy this hilarious prank.
I just got finished talking about how being invisible makes me sad. I hate being sad.
Oh boy, Ravi seems to be in one of her stabbing moods. Luckily, you know a super fun invisible activity that'll help her look on the bright side. Well, finally finding out what Dominique is saying behind her back, or joining Forbes, 30 invisible people under 30. Let's find out what that bitch Dominique has been saying.
I am always interested in what NPCs have to say. They've got all the best quest hooks.
Sick.
Oh, we eavesdrop in? Sick. I'll make us all invisible then. No, wait. If I'm invisible, how will I know which one is me?
How do you normally know which one is you?
I don't.
Later.
You guys go ahead. I think Scott needs a walk. Have fun.
X makes you see through, and the 3 of you head over to Dominique's tent for some good old-fashioned privacy violation. Dominique is there, talking to himself, as usual. But wait, if we're invisible, how do we even process light through our eyes? Do our eyes even exist? Do they even process light? Are we blind? I have legitimate questions. Oh, speak of the cat devil. Apparently we were looking for new characters, and we finally found one. Oh man, I hope Aaravi doesn't find out about the stash of gold coins I buried between the roots of that willow tree that was struck by lightning. I mean, honestly, I hope nobody finds out about it. It's my life savings, but Aaravi is somebody, so technically I don't want her to find out about it either. As long as I'm talking to myself, I might as well also say how impressed I am by how good Nez is at sex. Well, I haven't actually had sex with him, but he told me all about it. What impresses me the most, though, is his modesty. He told me never to talk about his sexual prowess to anyone unless I was totally alone.
No one.
He said he didn't want his potential love interest to be biased by that information. He wants to be loved for who he is, not the mind-blowing orgasms he can provide. Well, yeah, that too, sure. Anyway, that's enough about Nez and how lucky anyone would be to have sex with him.
Luckily, there's
Now
no
it's time for
one
my
to-
daily recitation of all my bank account numbers and social media passwords. As Dominique continues to demonstrate his lack of paranoia, you look over to where Aaravi should be and notice that the empty air appears to be blushing. You gain 2 charm and 1 fun. And the floor under her seems to be, moist. I wonder why. Anyway though, week 1, nice. Who do we hang out with? Let's go with Mossman. Hi Nez, old pal, I'm so glad we're such close friends. Cool, you don't remember when you became Mossman's BFF, but I guess it's a sweet gesture, sure. And I have just read the most interesting statistic. It says friends who share gossip with each other have longer lives, fewer rates of food poisoning, and healthier fingernails. Oh. So we should engage in gossip for our health. Please help me have something juicy to spare me before my fingernails wither up. Fuck it, time for some gossip. What do we do? Choose one. Flaming AK-47, night vision goggles, edible underwear, magical girl cosplay. Night vision goggles. Immaculate chakra alignment, anti-addiction, biggest dick energy award, chronic earwax buildup, immaculate chakra alignment. And type in a famous person who's hella dead. Let's go with Total Biscuit, bless his soul. That was perfect gossip. My fingernails have never felt stronger. I can't wait to do this tomorrow night and every night thereafter with my close friend Nez. Until next time. The cell reception out here is still alas, so everyone's bored enough to spread your rumor around the campfire fairly quickly. Hey, have you heard the news about Nez? No? Well then get ready to have your shit rocked. Last week when Nez was in line at Starbucks, he just so happened to see the famous celebrity Total Biscuit waiting for their drink nearby. Being the giant fan that he is, Nez immediately went and said hello. Apparently Total Biscuit was impressed with Nez's outfit, especially his night vision goggles. Then Nez asked Total Biscuit about the rumors surrounding their immaculate chakra alignment. Total Biscuit was very flattered by that, and they immediately followed Nez on Twitter. Nez's life has never been the same since. Isn't that wild? I would remember that the next time you talk to him. Nez may not have actually met Total Biscuit, but everyone who meets Nez after hearing this is gonna gain 2 smarts. And now time for the drinks. Use our skills. Weekend is here, and so you'll go visit Juan the small magical Latino cat. Well. I hope you have your reflexes ready because what I have ready is a selection of weird, questionable drinks. Sharpen your fingers because here we go. And let's start. What do we have? Oh, we have a bunch of drinks that we've already gotten. That calls for a reroll, friendos. Okay, reroll number 2. Let's see if we get something new. What do we have? Aha! The Flask Genie. Now gotta make sure we just grab it. These assholes. Just as annoying as they were last week. Come on, stay away. Stay away, you fuckwads. Stay away. There we go. And we got the Flask Genie. I managed to catch a genie inside that flask. It took me years and you just drank it. I hope you use that for an important wish at least, like ending world hunger. Fuck yeah, you wish to spend more time with your summer crush.
This round's on me!
Still hard to believe you drank that, good luck I guess. We have our plot line unlocked. Time for week 2 morning. Okay, this one's gonna be exciting. Where do we hang out? Let's go to the woods. That day, while hiking through the woods, you find a tree with the words J plus S forever carved on it. Aww. Then another tree, you find J is a liar and a cheating hoe. That's less cute. Then on another tree, you find S I know you bag like 12 people abroad in Europe don't dish what you can't take. On the last tree, S doxes J. It turns out that J lives on 7889 plus 2 Smarts Lane. Boy, you sure can learn a lot from trees. You're searching for Aaravi, ready to join her on her greatest quest yet, as per your wish. When you do find her, it appears she's locked in combat with a fearsome fairy. No way she's doing therapy, easy mistake to make. She seems pissed.
This isn't possible!
But I don't need to make amends with the people and monsters I've harmed. The true hero never apologizes.
Huh?
Yes, Aaravi, but the true hero you're referring to is Blorgo the Unapologetic. You don't have to be like him. Let me put it in this way. You know how sometimes after you get a new ability, you return to previous dungeons and are suddenly able to unlock new content?
Huh?
Do I? That's the best feeling in the world!
The real dungeon.
Okay, well
is
imagine the
within
past
yourself.
dungeons are people you've wronged, and the new ability is your emotional maturity.
The adventure.
Wow, I never thought about it that way.
Come on, Nez, stop lurking around behind that bush and come with me. We're going on a quest.
Wait, Nez has been eavesdropping our entire session? That's a huge violation of privacy.
What, in having Hex live tweet about every single one of our sessions isn't? Yep, yeah. Speaking of which, how do you spell eavesdropping?
Fair point. Well, good luck in your quest, I guess.
I don't need luck, I'll have you with me the whole time.
Our 45
Aaravi,
minutes are
we've
over.
talked about it before. I know how long RPG sessions tend to go, but therapy sessions are only 15 minutes.
But I'm your only client and I farmed a ton of treasure from the slime I always kill, I can pay.
Fine, but honestly, that slime might be the first creature you need to make amends with, don't you think?
What, Slimebird? Come on, he loves being slain. Smash cut the Slimebird's moist hovel in the nearby woods. He takes a long drag and a gelatinous cigarette. I do not love being slain, he says. I do not love it at all. Oh, well, I'm sorry, I guess. There, I did it. Now come on, I've got a lot more apologies to spam if I'm going to speedrun this quest.
Hey, listen.
Now hang on, if you're gonna drag me along this quest, you're gonna have to apologize properly.
Apologize. Properly? Come on, how am I supposed to do that? I know I should probably ask my actual therapist, but got any ideas, Nez? What if you just learn empathy? Yeah, life is like your favorite soccer video game. If you don't listen to your goalie's feelings, you will eventually lose. Or you must learn patience, Aaravi. An apology is like a complex Euro game that takes longer to set up than play, but it's totally worth it. You must learn patience, Aaravi, like I've learned patience waiting for Cyberpunk to come out. I've literally gone through 2 phases of my life waiting for that game. And it's coming out next week. Holy shit, I'm so excited. Euro games? You mean games from Europe? No way! The only good thing to ever come out of Europe is bridge trolls, and only because they're easy to find and worth a lot of XP. There's also Eurovision! Don't you dare sleep on Eurovision!
I understand why you feel that way, Aaravi. Your games are elaborate, take a lot of time, and seem to almost delight in players' confusion and frustration.
Hey, try
But
to
once you
listen to your
penetrate the
inner
hard, complicated exterior, there's a lot of fun to be had inside.
I see, it's just like finding the weak point of a giant enemy crab. Alright, let's try this one. Nora reaches into her fairy sack and pulls out a game 14 times as big as her entire body.
This is one of my favorites. It's called Afterlife Tycoon, and it contains 1 token for every creature that has ever lived and died on Earth.
Oh, says Slimebird. I love Afterlife Tycoon. After the 3rd day of continuous gameplay, things really start to get moving.
Alright, let's get this baby set up. First, divide all the cards into the creature deck, the shame pile, the commodity pool, and the stack of cards. Next, we're going to need some rules. So obviously, the object of this game is to earn the most karma by exchanging angel points for controlling shares in one of several ethereal railroads which connect.
16 hours later.
And that's how you end the game, unless you upset the Hog Lord, in which case simply follow the Hog soothing procedure outlined on page 206.
Great, are we finally ready to play?
Yeah, oh wait, there's one more rule. Before we begin, all players must complete any outstanding apologies still owed to other players.
Wait, I still have to apologize? But I thought this game was supposed to teach me how! What am I supposed to? Oh wait, I totally get it. Learning how to make amends is like learning the rules of a supremely complex board game. You've got to take the time to figure out the rules that govern someone else's emotions. I'm sorry, Slimebird. I was so busy yelling I'm sorry at you that I never stopped to ask you what hurt you most about what I did. Help me learn how to treat you better. You mean besides the murdering part? Says Slimebird. Well, I guess it's how you really never saw me as a person. I was always just a source of easy gold and XP to you, like, do you even know anything about me?
Wow, no I don't. I'm so sorry.
I was in such a hurry I never took the time to get to know you before I stabbed you. Tell me about yourself, Slimebird. What makes you happy? What do you like to do? Well, for one thing, says Slimebird, I love playing a rousing game of Afterlife Tycoon with friends. Let's do it! You all have a fantastic game playing Afterlife Tycoon together. As the boss says, it's all the fun of an extended legal dispute, but with more rules, he gained 2 smarts than 1 charm. We're helping Aaravi become a better person, or at least, make amends with her past, and all the people and monsters that she's hurt. So, where do we go? Let's go to the Camp Dome. That day at the Camp Dome, you play a game of tug-of-war. You see, tug-of-war is a harder game than it seems. It involves a lot of strategy, and there's a secret technique not everyone knows. It's called you need to be strong. You mastered this technique years ago, so you win. The audience is cheering you and roaring in joy while you salute them victorious. They throw roses at you, they throw their underwear. Someone throws you 2 charm, which you happily take. Later, you're playing Duck Duck Stab at Aaravi and Hex. You haven't fainted from bloodlust, so technically you're winning. Hey you! Purple hair, freckles, tsundere energy person! It's Morty, the hypersexualized Minotaur from Camp Arrival Camp. You can't help but notice that Morty's thighs look like two greased-up Thanksgiving turkeys cuddling in a hot oven. You're clearly the strongest person in this dome, and I'm clearly the sexiest! So I'm challenging you to a non-sexual duel. I have to specify non-sexual now because for some reason people keep trying to fuck me when I duel them.
Hell yes! Duel accepted! I've got a poison lasso I've been saving for a bovine-type enemy. Saddle up, Hex!
Yeah, duel, adventure, whatevs. This guy smells like beef, so I'm in! But only if we could get beef-flavored fruit roll-ups later. Wait, what the fuck? This duel is 2v1? Totally unfair! I thought you were cool, but turns out you're a big friggin' cheater!
No, Nez is just a bystander, trust me. He's just here for an erotic thrill of watching me vanquish you.
No, not Nez! I'm talking about that green fart by your shoulder!
Hex?
Get good.
Dear gods, that's hilarious. Don't get me wrong, Hex is kinda like sorta funny sometimes, but they're a curse. It's not 2v1, dude, they're fucking nerf.
Get cursed.
Yeah, honestly, that's pretty accurate. For example, I just cursed Aaravi to be allergic to walnuts for the next 3 years, see? Oh, so you're saying you have to be nerfed to duel me? Can you even see how thick my neck is? I'm not gonna stand for this humiliation. I'm only gonna duel you if I have a curse too, because I'm a big man and even a bigger bull.
Dude, you were the one to ask for this duel, but I'm about to level up my mid-range combat skills, so whatever. Fine, let's go get your curse.
Oh, you know who has great curse potential? Robbie Nez. He's always following you around and doing shenanigans, just like me.
You're the real.
And he is pretty good at cursing, not gonna lie. Sure, let's try it. Worst case scenario, they'll suck at it and be funny. Okay, you climb up Morty's ripped shoulders as he's preparing to fight Aaravi. Quick, curse Morty so Aaravi can beat his annoying juicy ass. Developers note this event is about being a curse, so be ready for some really curse options that may make you reconsider the trigger warning filter on settings. Sorry, not sorry. Well, curse Morty with some curse images, and no images are more cursed than Alf porn. What the fuck is Alf porn? Or threaten to poop on Morty's back. What the fuck is Alf porn? The Google search feature is faster than you'd want it to be. You show Morty your findings. Apparently, most of this comes from DeviantArt's obscure intersection of avid hentai artists, alien sex connoisseurs, and nostalgic Alf fans. I'll admit that is kind of fucked up, but to each their own, I guess. Alf may look like a puppet, but as far as I'm concerned, he's a consenting adult alien who gets his fair share of sex if he wants. Nez, are you really going with the curse images strategy? Which one are you using? You show Hexacomic where Alf introduces the innocent Tanner parents to the sticky, messy, kinky ways of Fuck Planet Melmac.
Nope.
Oh, that's not a curse image, that's just Alf porn. Let me show you some real curse images. Hex shows you all a series of actual curse images, including a slug self-realization where a man realizes he's just a lot of slugs. His body's in the middle of slowly metamorphosing into 100 slugs. You can see the horror in his eyes as his mind can't process that he's not one person but many slugs. A Furby with human eyes that somehow seems to be staring directly into your soul. You swear you can see them blink once or twice even though this is a JPEG. And a McDonald's ice cream machine that's working perfectly until the moment you order some ice cream. You are deeply scarred for life, or at least for the remainder of this turn. You lose 2 charm and 1 fun. Okay, sure. I still don't know what Alf porn is. Anyway, week 2, night. Who do we sit down with? Aaravi and Milo, and I get it that it's supposed to be Milo, but Milo sounds way more pretentious. You wander over to the campfire, hoping to peer pressure someone into making you a s'more when you find Milo and Aaravi and Hex. They're all gathered around with notebooks. Hey, Nez, check it out. We're doing poetry. It's like normal sentences, but deep.
Exactly, Hex. As a reaper with the finest taste in the living arts, of course I'm a poetry stan. In my infinite passion, I thought that poetry could be a nice exercise for Aaravi to connect with her feelings and embrace them now with a little more joy. As opposed to her usual blind rage.
Come on.
Come on, Aaravi, poetry's time. I mean, usually I express myself through the flavor of Pringles I'm eating, but Milo showed me I can express those feelings with words.
That's wonderful, Hex. You see, Aaravi dear, there's poems for everyone. Like epics are poems too. An epic sounds totally up your alley, doesn't it? I just don't really get it. I mean, my grandmother used to read to me the Mahabharata when I was a kid. That one was cool and it might count like an epic, I guess.
And I'm trying to put my feelings into this poem, but the only feeling I have is a deep desire to win!
You have a desire to win? What do you want to win? The battle against your own vulnerability?
Get good.
No, you doof, I want to win the poetry, obviously!
Aaravi, this is not a competition. Poetry is the opposite of competitive. You're insulting Sylvia Plath by implying otherwise.
As usual, Milo's just lying to my face so they can get an advantage in this poetry battle. Nice try, Milo, that trick won't work on me. Besides, I told you this over and over, everything is a competition.
Everything? What about, I don't know, sleeping?
Yes, it is. It's a competition for who could get the most of it. Or you could do a challenge run to see who can survive in the least sleep possible.
Well, what about yoga?
A competition for who is the most bendy and sweaty, duh. Wait, you guys, listen to this poem I wrote. Bagels, they used to be everywhere, but now they're inside me. It's a metaphor for consumerism. Milo's getting frustrated by Aaravi's lack of vulnerability, and Aaravi is about to physically fight Milo. Intervene before someone's feelings get hurt. Well, ever heard of slam poetry? It's a poetry you can turn into a blunt weapon to beat your opponents with. Whoever can club an enemy to death with their poem is the winner. Or Aaravi, you haven't been writing poems, these are just walkthrough guides. If anyone here is a winner, it isn't you. No, ever heard of slam poetry? Whoa, did you just say blunt weapons? I specialize in blunt weaponry.
No, Nez. Slam poetry is a form of poetry reading that rewards the most ham-fisted performance possible.
It's too late. Aaravi's no longer listening. She's rolled up her poems like a newspaper, and she's using them to beat the shit out of a pair of nearby goblins. Those goblins were clearly taking a union-approved smoke break from their normal gig from being dungeon monsters, but Aaravi doesn't listen when they insist they're off duty. Even though the goblins are screaming in pain, they do seem to like Aaravi's poetry.
If we're gonna die, at least we were beaten to death by such beautiful words.
Ah, sick! Check out the loot I got from these dead goblins! 2 whole packs of cigarettes. Nice! Demon smoke! Fuck no, but I can craft. I guess a cigarette helmet? Is that a thing?
Well, I'm scandalized by this violence, but do you feel better about it now, Aaravi?
Yeah, and it felt kinda good to let it out like that. Maybe poetry really is a good outlet for anger and other bad feelings and stuff. I finally understand poetry! It is truly a beautiful art!
I'm so happy we're finally on the same stanza.
Yes, a beautiful art like Taekwondo or Jiu-Jitsu or cutting someone's head off with a longsword. You know what, Milo? I think I'll definitely be writing more poetry in the future, especially if I run into more low-level creatures.
Aw, that's adorable. I'm so happy I could help. And also, I was right from the beginning. I knew it.
Nez, you know that teaching Aaravi to beat people with poems just to gain her affection is super irresponsible, right?
Sick.
And being irresponsible is what all I'm about, fizz bump! Heck yeah, everybody's happy except those goblins who are near death, but you didn't come here to fuck a goblin. Unless of course there's some super secret ending for that, in which case you're game. No, I don't think there is. Anyway though, what will it be then? Take a gamble. Weekend arrives and so it's time to visit one the small magical Latino cat. Look who's here, welcome to my bar. Really, I don't know who in their right mind would take such a risk. I guess you have more thirst than common sense. Anyway, check this drink out. What do we have? Oh, redacted. What do you say? Will you take the drink of the day? Or would you prefer the mystery box? Let's go with redacted. That shouldn't fuck up our plotline. Yeah, no, totally, I was testing your common sense. And you passed. Your prize is the drink you chose. Here we go. The redacted has some weird powerful properties that stop anyone from being capable of actually saying its real name. I think by drinking it, you've absorbed some of its properties. So I guess you're redacted from now on. So mysterious.
This round's on me.
Okay then, our name changed. Hope you can stomach that. Happy trails. Okay, here we go. Week 3 morning. Where do we hang out? Let's go to Scout HQ. You spend the day learning new skills with the Monster Scouts in order to earn badges. You earn a badge for healing a wound using only the bark of a tree. You earn a badge for writing poems in iambic pentameter. You earn a badge for building a blackberry using only real blackberries. Nice! Completing all of those unexpected and probably useless lessons gained you 2 creativity. Hey friendos, Future Nez here. For this second event, I'm actually splicing in a retake from a different playthrough because the original file had some audio issues with this event, so just don't mind the different drinks, different stats, and maybe different time of week. Just for this event though. No sooner are you finished though when Nora calls you sparkling anxiously.
Hey, listen.
There you are, Nez. I need your help. Aaravi's still trying to make amends, but well, she's back in her bullshit.
Nora leads you deep into the woods where Aaravi is shouting, "I'm sorry!" through a microphone as loud as she can.
Hey.
Oh hey Nez, check out this insane speed strat I discovered for apologizing to those I've wronged. I'm sure tons of victims can hear me right now, so this is the optimal way I can apologize. I'm gonna set a record for the most amends made.
Aaravi, we've talked about this. It's not about the quantity, it's about the quality. Who are you actually apologizing to and for what?
I don't know, everyone, everything.
That's the problem. When you apologize, you've got to acknowledge how you wronged a specific person and pledge to meaningfully change your behavior.
You've made great
Let's try
progress.
this. Pick one, just one person or creature you think deserves an apology from you.
Oh, apologize to me for not letting me have a motorcycle. I'm not apologizing for that. What would you even do with a motorcycle? Brag about how cool a motorcycle I have, obviously. Oh, you don't understand me at all, Aaravi.
How about me?
Says a wizened voice from up amongst the treetops. You look up and see a kindly old owl perched on a branch. Oh no, not this guy. He's always showing up out of nowhere and spouting endless exposition. I always just skip it, but he keeps coming back.
That is exactly why you owe me an apology.
Says the owl.
Has it ever occurred to you that there might be some important knowledge in that dialogue you always skip?
No.
Well, allow me to illustrate.
Says the owl.
Many thousands of years ago, the 8 sages of these lands made a pact. You see, they were once young heroes like you, and the keepers of the true power. They swore to protect that power since it could destroy reality if it fell in the wrong hands. And what's the true power, you may ask? It is the source of all magic, a mass of never-ending arcane energy capable of ending worlds. Some say it is the true power's unstable energy that broke reality into endless timelines.
Oh, is that the reason why we have so many bad timelines?
And yet it is also what keeps them all together, like a piece of different cloth poorly sewed together. What if the true power were to be corrupted? Many theories exist. Let me explain some of them. For instance, the scholars of Mount Reverie fear that if mortals were to use a true power, it would lose its inner balance, disrupting all timelines. The followers of the triple goddess believe meddling with the true power would break that flimsy connection between timelines, making it impossible to travel through them anymore. Many other theories are simpler and simply hold the belief that if we are not careful with the true power, all realities would cease to exist. In the depths of the Mer Kingdom, it is said that all these prophecies are just stories to scare people from trying to control the true power. They take pride in not falling for such trickeries and are sworn to one day harness the true power for themselves. Which theory is right? No one knows. But these heroes of old were legendary for their many feats. Many songs were sung for them back then, even if today few people remember their names. Were they even from the same timeline? The mystery holds even to this day. Because you see, the true power exists throughout all timelines. There isn't a true power for each reality, but just one that permeates all of them. These heroes came up with a plan to stop anyone from accessing the true power. Something was broken. I've heard it was some sort of key to a pocket dimension where the true power has been hidden since the pact was made. But there are whispers about how the broken thing was actually the true power itself. In any case, the 8 heroes divided something amongst themselves, something essential. Each of them turned into a keeper of their fraction.
Wait, 8 heroes? Like 8 main love interests?
So many whispers, oh young adventurer Aaravi. Since then, so many forces have waged war just to get their hands on one of those fractions, even if there's no consensus on what they are and where they are. One of the sages was the first of the new witches, followers of the triple goddess. Some say their fraction was divided once again in almost infinite pieces, each one placed in the very core of the soul of each timeline's hope. That's a plot bomb! That would explain why reality seems to be strongly dependent on having its own hope. The day only one hope remains, she will once again become that old fraction, with every hope reunited within herself. Of course, these are old tales. Countless stories exist to try and explain where each of the fractions are. The Mer Kingdom and Air Kingdom's ancient rivalry could be tied to one of the fractions. A fraction is said to be trapped within the screaming endless nightmare known as Hell. Many argue that the dark side gets its power from one of the fractions as well.
Wait, what, are we just getting a lore dump on how the Monster Prom universe works?
But the puzzle gets even more complicated when you remember that this could refer to any Mer Kingdom, any hell, and any dark side. It would be hard to tell from which timeline the fractions would be in, even if the stories are true. When there are entities capable of travel through timelines, people are prone to think that they are holding some sort of resource tied to the true power, maybe even a fraction. I once met a wanderer who told heroic tales of a strange ship that traveled through realities trying to save as many people as possible.
Oh, you mean Volvo Captain Nez? We met that ship of heroes.
I wish that story were true, because I've also heard of how there's some manner of ever-growing entropy that's devouring entire realities.
Yeah, that's definitely the ship of heroes.
And to think I've even heard of some sort of kingdom that exists through dimensions that could be very well tied to a fraction but is probably nonsense.
Where the interdimensional prince came from?
Why am I even explaining all of this? You see, one of the old tales tells of strange things regarding the legendary lineage of monster slayers. Today, nobody would suggest that killing monsters is just because it's a good thing by itself. Egads! So why do monster slayers even exist? More stories pile on top of each other. Many explain how monsters originate from the true power itself. Monsters could have their roots in humans who were corrupted by the fearsome source of energy. But this is all probably just the blabbering of some old drunken people trying to pass the night in taverns, lost in the end of everything. But if that all was true, then the Monster Slayers would be the heirs of one of the 8 original heroes who wanted to stop the monsters as they were the embodiment of this urge to disrupt the true power. You have Slayer blood flowing through your veins. Your lineage may be tied to the location of one of the fragments. You could be the key, Aaravi, or perhaps your brother Salil. It could be any one of the countless versions of you too. Or maybe all of you can access the ancient secrets of the original Monster Slayer. This could not only explain why Slayers have always hunted monsters down, but why many monsters of the most evil type have shown a wild interest in the Slayers. Because they know that inside them lies the key to one of the fractions, responding to their ancient instinctual urge for the true power. You need to be careful, Aaravi. Many dangers will be an inherent part of your life, as you carry secrets in your blood. Many monsters crave the true power, and you may be a key part to it. And the biggest of adventures will shape your life to disentangle the many stories about the true power, to uncover its mysteries, and to achieve its truth. With truth wielded as your weapon, you'll have a fierce edge over your enemies. You'll need to travel through countless lands, learning everything you can to gather about the true power. You must honor your lineage, Aaravi Mishra. In your hands may be the fate not only of this reality, but of all realities. Oh my! In your hands may be the secret to many secrets, in fact, like the secret of how to correctly eat a hamburger. Wait, what? There are so many dangers out there, like hamburgers. You know how all their contents fall out when you take a bite? Such a flawed design! Ooh! But the secret lies in your hands, for you can stop the falling of the filling by holding the hamburger upside down. It is an ancient secret that may help you in your adventures, especially if they involve eating a hamburger. Ooh! Because even if no one seems to agree on what the true power is, I believe the true power is the power of eating a hamburger properly. Learn how to eat a burger properly and maybe the pieces will start to fall together. Ah! Impressive! Eating burgers has always been the hardest of challenges I had to face. And to think all this time you were trying to help me with that. No, I think he was trying to exposit about some plotline we're not really a part of right now. Yes, the point of this whole dialogue was a specific setup to introduce the secret of how to eat hamburgers correctly. If I had started with the burger part, you would have dismissed me as a charlatan talking impossibilities.
Now you're really
See, Aaravi, it's
envisioning
important to give
success.
people the space to express themselves. You can also grow by battling your impatience and learning to listen.
I've also grown into an Aaravi that can eat burgers better now. I like this new Aaravi. You have my congratulations, girl.
I rejoice in seeing you are a different person now, Aaravi Mishra. You've grown from an impetuous girl to a wise woman who's capable of listening to this old owl. Ooh!
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, owl!
I'm proud of your growth, Aaravi.
What if we all go together to celebrate this by eating some burgers the right way?
Ah.
That sounds like a plan. Burgers sound dope right now. I will be most honored to accompany you and offer my help in this, your new and greatest adventure yet.
And so you all go to a burger joint, you have a great time, and no burger contents are dropped. What an impressive feat. Also, Aaravi seems more chill than ever, truly having a good time. For this is another upside of focusing on change and becoming a better version of yourself, to slowly find peace within yourself. Cheers to Aaravi. Oh, also, they fuck up your order and put 3 charm in your burger instead of mustard. Rad. And time for week 3. Where do we hang out? Let's go to Scout HQ. That day in Monster Scouts, you all practice writing speeches in preparation for being killed by a bear. You want to get your last words right. You decide to write a heartfelt poem dedicated to your favorite things in life. Monster Camp, the smell of rain, the bittersweet joy of watching the sunset for the very last time, and chicken tenders. Everyone is moved by your poem. You're pretty sure you also make the nearby bears cry. You gain 2 creativity. And so once you get done with your tomfoolery, you start to wonder how Aaravi and Nora are doing on that quest. Luckily, you don't have to wonder long because they're ambushing you.
Redacted, I need your help. I have 1 more amends to make and
Pass me the
She's
ketchup.
scared. It's delicious.
Might you be
Aaravi, I appreciate you
sabotaging
sticking with this
yourself?
difficult emotional process, but I think relying on Redacted as a psychological crutch may be a bit unhealthy. Is it any more unhealthy than relying on that bracer of plus 10 emotional stability you enchanted for me?
Ding.
That bracer is just a fancy scrunchie I told you was enchanted so you chill out a bit. The true emotional stability was inside you all along.
No, it wasn't. I would have eaten it if it was.
See, this is why I need Redacted! At least he's more than just a fancy scrunchie. I'm just saying, you'll never truly grow as a person if you can't face Wesley on your own.
Wait, who's Wesley? Oh, who's Wesley? Is he some dastardly villain? A former lover? Please say he's not a former lover.
No, Wesley's a guy who I sort of promised him I'd slay goblins for him. 4 years ago? Look, I meant to do it, I really did, but it was just a side quest, you know? I kept getting distracted by big dungeons and mainline quests with bigger rewards. But the whole time I've had Wesley's woes at the bottom of my quest inbox, and the longer I go without responding to it, the guiltier I feel.
This isn't
Like if I were to
possible.
go do the quest right now, wouldn't it just highlight how long I could have done it if I had just got my shit together? This is why I need your help, Redacted. I've never had regrets before, but you do dumb shit all the time. You must have tons. How do you overcome your doubt and self-hatred and make something right with a person you've ignored for so long?
Well, all that time has made you a better person. Use the 500 conscience points you've gained during the quest to buy improved self-confidence. Or find a guide online that lists Wesley's weakness, so you can craft an apology that's super effective against him. Yeah, let's do that. Just fucking apologize, Aaravi.
Yes, everything else I do has a strategy guide. Why not apologies?
Aaravi whips out her phone and begins excitedly Googling.
Haha, I found it. Complete list of his strengths and weaknesses.
Aaravi, that's Wesley's social media profile. You're not going to find a weakness there. People post things that make them look good.
Oh really? What about this post where Wesley admits he has a weakness for caramel corn?
Nice.
You're genius, Redacted. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Let's go buy a dump truck full of caramel corn. Armed with your caramel corn, you make haste to Wesley's farm, which has clearly seen better days. There are goblins all over the friggin' place. Wesley comes out to meet you. He's a grizzled old farmer whose features have been shaped by many long summers and hard winters. He eyes all of you suspiciously.
Wesley, I've finally come to slay all these goblins and to apologize. But first, caramel corn.
Curses! Says Wesley, grabbing a huge handful. I was ready to chew you out for ignoring me all these years, but I just love caramel corn so damn much.
Fuck yeah.
That's right, bitch. Eat my apology. I mean, I'm sorry for a lot of things. First of all, I'm sorry that I neglected your request. It was just a side quest for me, but I know that for you, it was a main quest. But more than that, I'm sorry I used my anxiety over having disappointed you as an excuse to disappoint you any further. I was so scared of facing to my lateness that I preferred not to help at all, and that wasn't good for either of us. So I'm here now, late, I know, but ready to help. That's how I feel sometimes about not uploading videos, but then I realize my wallet's empty. I'll admit I've spent my share of days cursing the day I entrusted you with my farm safety, says Wesley. But you're right, better late than never. There's one thing you're forgetting though. This wasn't a side quest. This is part of your main quest.
This isn't possible.
Wait, what? No, it's not. I'm on my main quest. I'm doing it.
Oh, really? Says Wesley, a twinkling in his eye. And what is your main quest exactly?
Oh, well, you know, I went into a dungeon, I killed some demons, and I got this cool cursed necklace.
Sup? And then I went to summer camp and spent summer doing summer camp things. Shit, you're right! I totally lost the main plot! I vowed to finish this quest and not get distracted again much, no matter what it takes. Great, says Wesley. Now will you please kill these goblins? They keep pissing in my flower pots, I do not like it! Aaravi is so over-leveled for this challenge now that she slays the goblins by just giving them a mean look. You don't gain much XP, but you do gain 2 charm and 1 boldness. Hey, there we go. We helped out Aaravi, What was this all about again? Oh yeah, right, therapy. Aaravi needed therapy and self-introspection. Aaravi, go to the meteor shower with us.
Yay!
You go to face your personal final boss, telling Aaravi how you feel about her.
Hey!
Redacted, hi! I've just been catching up with my main 2 adventures, making amends and trying to change and be better. And that other main quest I had unlocked after taking care of the goblins at Wesley's farm. Apparently, I was supposed to defeat the champion of the Beast People to free the kingdoms from under its hoof. And it was totally true. How could I forget about the champion of the Beast People? It was this big thing that was pivotal to my whole adventure. But I guess I got sidetracked with all the side quests, the leveling up, and eventually the summer camp stuff. I mean, summer camp stuff rules, to be fair. Sure, but now I'm holding myself accountable. If I promise to save the world from the champion of the Beast People, I must keep my word. Thanks to Nora, I'm still realizing how many people I've hurt with my misdirected anger and many other flaws. It kinda sucks.
Come on.
Aw, don't be too hard on yourself, Aaravi. True, but Nora says that's the real quest. To accept your past errors and do your best to change. Oh yeah, I totally relate to that. I was a little shit in high school through college. And that's the quest I'm ready to tackle. Also the champion of the Beast People thing.
Do you want to?
So, what do you say? Wanna join my party? And so Redacted joins Aaravi's party.
Fuck yes.
You go on countless adventures until Aaravi can finally be the champion of the Beast People. She frees all the people who are suffering under its evil rule. But she now understands that the real monster is to slay our own inner demons. It can be hard to face your past errors, your biggest flaws as a person, to think about all the people you've hurt. And yet that's a challenge, to gather the courage to do that in order to become a better version of yourself. You know Aaravi is taking baby steps, but you admire her for that. And today, as she grows and changes, she has slain a much more literal monster. And it's undeniably sexy to see all that raw power that emanates from this small, angry little being. While rummaging among the beast's belongings, you find something, an old stolen diary. It has strange markings, but it's so ancient it's almost impossible to read. But it seems to be some sort of heirloom from the Slayer lineage. Pages are missing and most of it is written in arcane symbols, but can it be true? Yes, this diary seems to talk about the true power. Wait, what? That owl wasn't bullshitting us? This might just be the first chapter of a much bigger adventure. No problem, you're more than ready. Wait, what? But what about the plotline with the true power? It seems that the devs are just sowing the seeds for something bigger. Maybe even coming in the future. What if all the plot lines from Monster Prom to Monster Camp and so on are just leading up to one single gigantic plotline? It's like Avengers Endgame, except it's Monster Prom True Power. Thinking emoji. Nah, can't be. Sounds ridiculous. Anyway, though, we helped Aaravi face her inner demons. Yay! And before we knew, those weeks were gone. It felt like a hot minute and it felt like an entire lifetime. That night, as we saw summer coming to an end, we all wondered what would come next for us. It felt like the end of something big. Little did we know, life still had many wonders and misadventures in store for us. Now I'm older and I can see it. How those years became the foundation of the mythology of our lives. Broken hearts turned tragedies sung for centuries. Wild nights became epics treasured forever. Every kiss and every laugh is now a consolation we'll always find while gazing into that starry night, no matter how many years go by. Even today, I can still close my eyes and I'm there. On that last summer night. Feeling like I was just starting to live life. With all my friends around that campfire. So young and unafraid. And so ready to start. And there we go, friendos, Aaravi's Genie Flask secret ending. If you all enjoyed this episode of Monster Camp, leave your comments down below, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell to always stay up to date with our videos. Also consider becoming a YouTube member or patron to help support the channel. Until our next episode of Monster Camp, my name is Nez and thanks for watching. See you all next time. Bye, friendos!